Hi, Jacques, you're working as Christian pastor with one thought to help you do life well. My wife is an expert cook, and every now and again she gets into this mood to experiment in the kitchen. It's a beautiful thing when she does that because she always comes up with wonderful creations. Problem is that she never gets that exact same winning flavor twice in a row because very seldom she follows a step-by-step recipe. And even when she experiments, she does not keep an accurate record of the steps that she followed. See, recipes are part of our thinking, part of the way we do life. We often think that if I do step 1 through to 3, that it would lead to predictable outcomes. But life is not like baking a cake, because unlike ingredients, people and circumstances are very seldom the same. I find, however, that it doesn't stop us from trying to live according to recipes. Even in following Jesus, we do the same. We try and replicate conditions and steps for predictable outcomes, and although it's understandable, it seldom works. Some people take these recipes to the extreme and they make them laws. They write them down. They codify these bundles of rules that say, if you follow all these rules, you will be holy, just like God wants you to be. Now, when we push back against this approach, people often point out, well, listen here, there were laws in the Old Testament and they were instituted by God. And this is true. What they forget was that the law was given by God to show people their need for grace. And that is something that Paul regularly pointed out. If you break one part of the law, you're guilty of breaking the whole law. Paul had to fight this idea of the law as a recipe all the way through his ministry. And he said that we as Jesus followers should live by faith, not by the law. So let me ask you this. Very personal question, but when it comes to your relationship with God, do you quietly think that if you do everything right, that God will bless you? My experience has been, most people do. But if that is true for you, you probably are struggling with a form of recipe thinking. God's blessing in your life flows from His grace, His love, His kindness to you. We receive that blessing through faith. So can I encourage you today? Drop the recipes, drop the predictable outcomes, and just go about your life trusting His love, His kindness, His grace in your life, and live by faith. I hope this thought encourages you, and I hope it sets you free, enables you to make good decisions, and I hope to see you soon.